In the heart of a bustling London studio, the atmosphere was electric. The stage was set for what promised to be a fiery debate that could shake the foundations of British politics. Piers Morgan, known for his sharp wit and no-holds-barred approach, was about to host a live discussion featuring two of the UK's most polarising figures, Niegel Farage, the architect of Brexit, and Alastair Campbell, the former spin doctor for Tony Blair. As the cameras rolled, viewers could feel the tension crackling in the air. Morgan opened with a flourish, introducing his guests with a mix of admiration and skepticism. Tonight, we delve into the chaos of Brexit, a topic that divides the nation. With us are two men who embody that division, Niegel Farage and Alastair Campbell. The audience erupted in applause, but behind the cheers lay an undercurrent of anxiety. Would this debate escalate into chaos? As the discussion began, Morgan posed a straightforward question: Nigel, do you believe Brexit has been a success? The moment hung heavy in the air as Farage leaned forward, a glint of determination in his eyes. Absolutely. We've taken back control, he proclaimed, his voice booming with conviction. But before he could elaborate, Campbell interjected, his tone laced with sarcasm. Control? You mean control over our own misery? The audience gasped at the sharp retort, sensing that this was just the beginning of an explosive exchange. Morgan tried to maintain order, but the sparks were flying. Alastair, you can't deny that many people voted for Brexit out of frustration with the status quo, he countered. Yet Campbell wasn't backing down. Frustration? Or ignorance? Let's not pretend this was a well-informed decision. As tensions rose, Morgan found himself struggling to keep the debate on track. The two men were like gladiators in an arena, each determined to outmaneuver the other. Farage's voice grew louder as he accused Campbell of being out of touch with ordinary voters. You and your elitist friends have no idea what it's like for working-class people. The audience's anticipation peaked as Morgan attempted to regain control. Let's focus on facts rather than personal attacks. But it was too late. The debate had spiraled into a full-blown shouting match. Viewers at home were glued to their screens, hearts racing as they wondered if this would end in chaos or clarity. Suddenly, amid the cacophony, Morgan leaned in, his voice steady yet commanding. Gentlemen, let's bring this back to reality. What has Brexit achieved for ordinary people? The question hung in the air like a loaded gun, and both men paused, realizing they had to answer. Farage seized the opportunity, launching into a passionate defense of his vision for Britain. We've freed ourselves from bureaucratic chains. We can now forge our own path. But Campbell was quick to counter, his voice dripping with skepticism. And what path is that? A path towards isolation and economic turmoil. The studio buzzed with energy as viewers leaned closer to their screens. Would Morgan manage to steer this debate towards a constructive conclusion, or would it implode before their eyes? As the clock ticked down, Morgan made one last attempt to salvage the discussion. Let's look ahead. What does the future hold for Britain post-Brexit? The question hung in the air like a fragile balloon ready to pop. Farage painted an optimistic picture of a global Britain, while Campbell warned of dire consequences looming on the horizon. The two men volleyed back and forth, each more passionate than the last. But just as it seemed they might reach some semblance of agreement, Farage unleashed a final bombshell. Alastair, you're living in a fantasy world. You'll see, Brexit will prove you wrong. The audience erupted into applause, but Morgan's expression shifted from excitement to concern. He realized that he had lost control of the debate entirely. As Farage and Campbell continued their heated exchange, Morgan sat back in disbelief. The show ended with unresolved tensions hanging thick in the air. Viewers were left wondering, had they witnessed a turning point in the Brexit debate or merely a chaotic spectacle? As the credits rolled, one thing was clear: this was just the beginning of an ongoing saga that would continue to unfold in British politics.